Welcome to the chat where today we're talking about the bald eagle, which raise your hand or, well, really comment down below because I can't see if you raise your hand. If you're today years old when you found out that we didn't officially make the bald eagle our national bird until 2024, because I was, yeah. Especially considering since the bald eagle has been a part of almost everything we've done since 1782. Yeah. So, just to put in perspective, okay, shortly after we signed the Declaration of Independence, we weren't around, but Congress tasked Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, Hamilton, if you know, you know, that John Adams, and Benjamin Franklin to come up with this design of what we would end up using as like the Great Seal. And they didn't impress Congress. No. So much, like, it was so bad that the Secretary of Congress, Charles Thomson, in June of 1782, presented his idea or his design to Congress, and they, like, ate it up. Because they're like, yeah, that's a great idea. So he decided to use the bald eagle. And more specifically, the North American bald eagle. And the reason for that is because it is only found in North America, which, geography lesson, sidebar, North America, everyone, includes Canada and Mexico. So when people sit there and just say America, and other people are like, well, where are you? What do you mean in America? The United States is part of North America. When you say America, you can be talking about North America, Central America, South America. So be specific. End of geography. Now, the reason for that, as far as just an eagle in general, is it went all the way back to the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire used to have an eagle, and they'd actually carry out a gold eagle out to battle. And it was this symbol of, like, power and prowess and, like, you know, it was the Roman Empire. So that same idea is one of the reasons why they wanted to use the bald eagle. Now, there is a rumor that Benjamin Franklin argued for a wild turkey. Imagine how that would go over every Thanksgiving. I don't think he thought that through. No, not at all. Can you imagine a wild turkey being our federal bird and everyone just eats it on Thanksgiving? Like, that's just so morbid. And then what does that say about us? Ugh. Anyway, it was a rumor, but in 1784, he did write a letter to his daughter saying that he felt that the bald eagle was a, quote-unquote, a bird of bad moral character. If you know anything about Benjamin Franklin and his little pimpscapades out in France when we needed certain treaties signed, I don't know if everyone would agree that he was the man to be talking about moral character. But that's for another time. Yeah. Anyway, the bald eagle became part of the Great Seal. So the Great Seal is the one that you see where the bald eagle has its head facing one way and the wings spread out. And then in its talons, it's got 13 arrows and then 13 olive branches. Now, the arrows stand for, like, war and power, and the olive branches stand for peace, right? And 13 is obviously a very important number for us because, 13 colonies. But obviously, if you are a Jason Voorhees fan, 13 is not a great number. Yeah. Maybe that had something to do with him and Crystal Lake. Who knows? Maybe that's for another chat. But 13, obviously, big number because that's how we started this whole thing. Anyway, with that being said, our bald eagle was so important to us and yet somehow faced real dangers of extinction. Yeah, it wasn't until 1940 that Congress had to pass the Bald Eagle Protection Act, which made it illegal to possess, kill, or sell any bald eagles. It's like, why didn't people just leave nature alone? Like, they're so majestic, But then again, this is why we can't have nice things. There's always that one person. Yeah, I'm talking to you. That person in the back. Anyway, the rest of us didn't do it, but no, in reality, all jokes aside, their numbers dwindled. They went from 100,000 to about 400. It was like a drastic drop. And then we finally passed that, and we were all great. Everything was good, and World War II comes around. And with World War II came the use of DDT, which, if you don't know, was a very popular pesticide. And so even though the eagles weren't eating the crops with DDT on it, they were eating the things that ate the crops. And because it's too long of a sidebar note, if you paid attention in biology, you would understand that when toxins are being ingested by prey, then the predators who eat them also end up with those toxins. Yeah, wasn't good for them. Not at all. And then in 1978, we ended up having to put them on the endangered species list, and that's where they stayed. And it wasn't until 1995 where we were able to recover their population, and it turns out it did that after we started regulating DDT. So we kind of started taking it seriously that we needed to protect it. I mean, how messed up would it be if the country that uses this bird as their symbol of freedom and power in, like, America, right, killed off their own bird? But then again, I mean, look at humans in general. Like, we don't have the greatest track record, if you get what I'm saying. And then finally, in this history of the bald eagle, it's not until 2024 where we officially say, yep, bald eagle is our national bird. Don't know why it took that long, but that's what it is. If you like what you heard, go ahead and hit that plus sign. If there's anything else or any topic that you think you'd want to learn more about and you just don't want to have to research it, or maybe you're just too lazy to ChatGPT it. Just kidding. Don't use ChatGPT or Claude just don't use AI, okay? Like, go to a library. Like, that's where this information comes from. A free data center that already exists. That's my last soapbox. Until next time.